Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We are back once again.
Due to lack of popular demand.
And that demand is so lacking that we have, or almost, or have just crossed 100,000 subscribers.
Wow, yes, we may or may not have.
It's really hard to gauge because, like, all the Switch 2 videos at the announcement are, like, went really crazy. And then, obviously, it starts calming down again. So I don't know when it's going to happen. It might have already happened. It might not have happened. I think in a recent video I put out, I said it might have already happened or it might not have happened. So we just don't know.
We don't know.
I kind of hoped it was going to happen today.
We're there or thereabouts.
Yeah, which is pretty mental.
Insane.
Insania.
Yeah, insanity.
This is your weekly dose of all things gaming, where we just kick back, relax, and you can join us maybe in the background or on your drive, maybe on the toilet.
Yeah. And
escape the world and listen to us ramble about gaming.
You know what I've realised I need to stop doing?
Tapping your leg?
No,
right, okay.
I can't help that. That's going to be my
I don't want you to be
thing.
conscious about it.
I'm very conscious when I'm editing these videos. My leg's just like, and then I'm like sitting like this, and then I'm sitting like that. And I can't help it. Fidgety. What I'm conscious of is the fact that I always agree with you on everything, and I say yes, and everyone comments going, Andy's saying yes after every single thing. It's so annoying. And then I reply in a comment going, yes.
Yes, I do the same. I reply, yeah.
I can't help it. I need to stop. So I'm going to try and zip my mouth. I could feel the yeah coming, and I was like holding it back.
Just lean into it. It's fine. It's what we do. We're so far in now, it's too late to change.
I said I'm going to start replying with no instead.
Oh, don't do that. That would make me feel weird. Today's super awesome video sponsor is MOBAPAD. Long-time viewers will know that MOBAPAD is our absolute favourite brand for Switch controllers and Joy-Cons, so it's genuinely a real joy to promote them. Seriously, their Joy-Con alternatives are a genuine game changer. No more drifting, no more hand cramps, just awesomely spec'd, great-looking Joy-Cons. And the Pro controllers are just as epic too. They're packed with features and feel amazing in your hands, all at a really competitive price. So if you're looking for a Joy-Con alternative or a new Pro controller, check out MOBAPAD on the link below. I want to start this podcast off with acknowledging something. Please don't do that. I want to start off acknowledging something. It dawned on me last night when you text me saying, have you played Doom yet?
Oh!
And I was like, no, but I'm going to now. And so I also jumped in. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
It's how amazing it is right now in gaming.
It's incredible.
Like how many cool games we're getting right now.
So many. This year in particular as well.
And we've gone from... This generation has been like incredibly slow. We moan about it a lot, like the PlayStation, there was no exclusives. And Xbox was the same. Why get an Xbox? There's no games. And then all of a sudden, from like the back end of last year and then into 25 and then looking forward, it's just ram-packed. I can't keep up with how many cool games there's coming out.
I totally agree. And I think that is because we had those years of like slog in it.
Yeah.
Where there was just nothing.
Yep.
And now that 5 years it's been the
mental,
current
isn't it?
gen, which everyone still refers to as next gen half the time, is like 5 years in. But the games are only just coming out now because they've spent those 5 years actually making the games, and now we're seeing the fruits,
Yeah. I'm going to be selfish and talk about not Final Fantasy VII.
Wow.
But the modern
equivalent.
version. Yeah. Basically, if Final Fantasy was a Souls-like game.
And French.
Yes. We talked about it last week a little bit, saying about we'd both kind of touched on Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Clair, Obscur. I'm nearly at the end now.
Wow.
I know a lot of people I've looking online, loads of people have like 100%ed it, like all achievements. I don't know how they've done it. They've like no-lifed it or something.
Yeah, no-lifers.
Yeah. It's huge. And the reason I want to bring it up is my first reactions were a bit mixed about it.
Yeah, both of ours were actually.
Yeah.
My initial impressions were the movement's really skatey.
Yes, yeah.
The platforming's janky. Yeah. Like I wasn't overly sold on the combat until I started seeing it like develop.
Yeah.
But everything else, I love the storyline. I really like the graphics, like the art style, art direction.
Yeah.
Like stunning. I love everything about that. And the story, the voice acting, everything. Yeah. Like it all was great, but everyone was like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And I was like, yeah, but there's some problems here.
Yeah.
But playing it a bit more, I really enjoy the game, but unfortunately I've stopped playing it because
you start games and never complete them.
I start games and don't complete them.
It's fine. I make it a mission if like I'm in it now. I want to complete this, and it's a game that seems ready made for me. It's like my style.
Yes,
everything about
I knew
about
you'd
it.
like this,
and the
eventually.
heavy Final Fantasy VII influences are there. It's like pouring out of the game, and I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, so my first reactions were a bit mixed. So I kind of wanted to come back and give you like a bit more of like a balanced, like now I'm near the end. I'm in the final act of the game. Wow. I'm not going to do any spoilers for you.
He did that to me.
I
over a
gave
coffee
Andy all
this
the
morning.
spoilers.
He said, "Are you going to actually complete this?" I said, "No." So
Let me tell you what's happened then.
Yeah.
The story is insanity. The game is way bigger and deeper than I gave it credit for. There was some bits that were kind of obvious twists that happened. I kind of thought that maybe... I remember saying to you, if this is another game where we're all already dead, I'm done. There's a bit of that to it, which is kind of obvious from the get-go.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, my mixed first reactions, and I think they came from everyone being really hyped about it.
Overhyped, yeah.
Like you're saying, oh, it's the best game ever. Metacritic is in the top 10 games of all time. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that.
Yeah.
But it is incredibly good.
It's right up there.
It's right up there. It's not in the top.
Yeah.
But for a relatively unknown studio, a French RPG, like there's loads, and considering it's on Game Pass,
yes,
I've not had to pay for this game.
I love Game Pass,
and I must have had, I don't know, I must be close to 40, 50 hours in it.
Yeah.
Free, amazing entertainment.
Yeah.
The combat is a really big one I want to touch on. If you don't like turn-based, don't be turned off, because it's quite cool. You do have to like, I don't know what the right name for it is, like the reaction-based mechanics.
Yeah, like the action-based, turn-based kind of thing, which is like semi Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Like in a way. It's not exactly, but in a way.
Like that, and a lot of the kind of Metroidvania style where you have to react to things that are happening rather than just blast your way through.
Yeah, kind of like the like Souls Light stuff where you've got heavy reliance on parrying and dodging.
Once you get your head around that, and I'll be honest, it did take me a good 20 hours to really get that to sink in, and how important dodging and particularly parrying is and timing things. It does eventually click, so do stick with it. And when it clicks, it becomes such a stylish, satisfying experience. Even on easy mode, which I'll be honest is what I play on all the time because I just want to enjoy stories. It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be, and that's cool. When you get to boss fights, they're chunky.
Yeah.
There was some boss fights that are like 40 minutes long. You're just like trawling at this.
And I'll say easy mode is not what you think, because in most games, easy mode reduces health of enemies.
Yeah.
And it also increases your damage. With this, it's none of that. All it does is decreases the damage you take.
Yeah.
So the enemy's HP is still like 100k or whatever.
Yeah.
Your damage is still the same. It just means that you're less likely to die quickly.
Yeah.
Because we were playing it on normal, we hit a dead end on a boss, just couldn't progress. So we dropped it down to easy. And then we realized like, oh, actually, it just means we're getting hit with less damage points. Yeah. And that's it. Like our own damage and their health bar was still the same. I, as someone that doesn't like turn-based generally, I mean, I say I don't, and I'll still play turn-based games, like Pokemon. Fan. But I actually like this combat style, and I could see myself playing this. Yeah,
it's enjoyable. It's really stylish. It's slick as well. There's like, you can feel like the influences from all these games in it, which is cool. Yeah. I can feel that kind of Stellar Bladey style in there. I can feel Final Fantasy pouring out of it. And then you really coined something this morning when I was talking about it with you that absolutely clicked and went, oh, it's not an RPG. I know it is an RPG because you play a role and you got stats and skill trees, but it's not in the purest sense. You really coined something. It was beautiful. It's like, it's a bit more like a Metroidvania.
Yeah. 3D Metroidvania. Yeah.
Like, it totally is.
Yeah.
The combat based off, it is turn-based, but it's based off parries and dodges.
Dodging, yeah.
And if you don't get that, then you're stuck.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And the exploration is not linear in any sense of the word.
Yeah.
And you're punished for rushing to the end.
Yes.
You won't be able to progress. You actually have to go back and do these things.
And every boss has its own mechanic that you must master.
You have to learn the boss's moves.
Yep.
If you're not willing to sit there and take damage and have some of your party members die while you figure out what this move is, it's coming up, and how do I time the dodges and parries on that, you're stuck. There's one boss fight, this won't give away too much, there's a type of boss called the Axions, and they're like the even bigger versions of the enemies. They're huge. And I just steamrolled the first one. I just steamrolled straight to him. And no word of a lie, I was there for 45 minutes. All my party members had died and then been reborn, and like I just couldn't do it. And then he was healing himself, and I looked at it after 45 minutes, and he still had full health. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I was like, I'm going to Google it. Just going to Google it and figure it out. So you open up Google and it's like, I had to actually do the other side quest bits before, and then the boss is actually doable.
Okay, yeah. So again, kind of Metroidvania.
Very Metroidvania. So I had to go back a little bit, go through the other side paths.
Yeah.
And they were quite easy. And then when I got to the boss, it was like, it's so doable now.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not necessarily that it rewards you for exploration, which is a very RPG thing. It punishes you for not.
Yes.
Like it's the opposite.
Yeah.
So treating it more like a 3-dimensional Metroidvania, the bit of Souls in there. Not too much, because I don't like Souls.
Not heavy Souls.
But if you rest, all the enemies do respawn.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the first time that happened, I almost quit the game.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think as much as I don't like real true Souls, like I think of Dark Souls, I love everything about it.
Art style.
I don't even mind the enemies coming back once you've rested. The thing that really gets me is the horribly sluggish combat.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really annoys me, because I love stuff like Bayonetta. I like the beat 'em up, hack and slashy kind of fast paced action. So that's what I love about Metroidvanias. They're not slow.
No.
They're quick and fast paced. I don't mind enemies coming back. I don't mind bosses coming back or whatever. Don't mind really hard bosses. I don't mind secret pieces, backtracking yourself to go a different way. I'm all for that. It's purely the combat that turns me off about actual Dark Souls. So when something's like a Souls Light, what should probably class this as, the same as Stellar Blade, and basically any Metroidvania. I see a Souls Light as a 3D Metroidvania now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good representation. I think I'll enjoy it. So I think, it's just the real true diehard Souls that just turns me off, which is a shame.
I think what Expedition 33 has done particularly well is, and you can kind of feel it in our conversation here, you can't pin it to an exact genre. It's got great elements of all of these cool things.
Yes.
It's definitely like some of the enemies, especially nearer the end, are so Dark Souls. Like just in how they look and how they behave and stuff. You've got these gothic looking kind of like witch creatures with giant swords. You're like,
it's cool.
You're like, this is like straight out of Dark Souls.
Yeah,
it's like,
cool.
Get it. The RPG elements, Final Fantasy VII there, the Metroidvania field. It's taken all these cool bits from all these great genres and these like pillars of games and smashed them together, and it doesn't feel like a hodgepodge like it's designed by committee. It feels purposeful and stylish.
Yeah, I wouldn't, if I had seen this game like not knowing who made it and stuff, I would have thought it was a much bigger studio.
100%. And what it goes back to, go back to the start of the journey with it, and the developer direct where it was announced. And I remember both of our reactions were like, I'll probably play it, but it doesn't look that good.
Yeah, I my first thing was graphics looks amazing and everything, and then the combat just went meh.
Yeah,
I was just like not sure about that, and then we just ignored it.
Yeah, it's a real testament to not making quick judgments on things.
Oh yeah, and the same goes with South of Midnight.
South of Midnight, exactly the same.
I totally went no, and then same. I played it and went, I love this.
It's not a kind of game. I didn't love it in the same way.
No.
But I definitely judged it too quickly.
Yeah. But that's the thing I love about Game Pass, because it enables me as a serial like non-completer.
Yeah.
Want to complete but don't. It means I don't have to buy these games and shelf them after 10 hours, you know? Like I can download a game that I'd otherwise never purchase, like South of Midnight or Expedition 33, give it a go and either fall in love with it, or if I don't care, oh well, I haven't paid for it.
I will say with Expedition 33, one of the criticisms I had right at the start was the order of the story's wrong and how they and I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I saw loads of people disagreeing with you. But
did they?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, because we talked about this in one of the other podcasts.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And everyone was like, no, you're wrong.
No, I just think that the bit at the beginning is a prologue, but it should happen
after the beach landing. Yeah.
Start at the beach landing and I'm in it and I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Everyone's dying.
And then flash back.
And when you get to the end of the story now, that bit at the beginning, not the prologue, the beach landing bit, actually makes more sense as the beginning of the story.
Yeah, well, because that is the beginning of the story. The prologue-y bit that you play first is basically like a tutorial, isn't it? Yeah. Like, this is how you fight someone.
But it's clear there's this like super powerful guy, I'm not trying to say it in a way that doesn't give anything away, who's trying to stop you from doing something. Yeah, that's what's clear.
Yeah.
So that should be the opening bit, because that's actually the most important part of the story.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Was it Ganondorf?
It was.
Yeah. Just Link coming to save the day.
How did you know that?
I just know these things.
And Sephiroth appeared.
Oh, was he there as well?
Yeah, he was there as well. Oh, anyone with a sword, basically.
yeah. I love that.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting through. I'm in the epilogue part now. I'm looking forward to getting through that. I know from seeing some other people talking about it that there is like New Game Plus on there. I'm not a fan of New Game Plus, particularly.
I can't even complete it first time round, let alone go again.
I rarely get all the achievements in games anymore. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's because, go back to right at the start, there's so many cool games coming out now.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
That I haven't got time for it. Switch 2 is coming really soon. I want to free up space for some games on there. And literally, as we're recording this, Doom happened as well.
Oh yeah.
Which we both played last night for the first time.
Yes, we did. But before we get there,
right,
I want to talk about Doom in general, because I'm a big Doom fan. I love Doom. I mean, I've got the Doom chair.
You do.
The noble chair.
It doesn't surprise me that you're a Doom fan, and I'm not.
Oh, well, okay. Screw you then.
I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not, because there's stuff about it that's really cool.
It's so good.
It's so good, but I never reached to play it, and I think I know why.
Okay, go on then. Yeah, let's start with that. Go on, tell me what you dislike about it. It's like a therapy session.
Yeah, no, this is exactly, because it's going to go back to my childhood, okay?
Okay, yeah, it's good.
It's the same reason as why I have trepidation about watching any Alien films.
Okay.
It's like childhood fear.
Yes.
Trauma from being a kid.
We went to see the latest Alien.
We did, and I would have only gone to see it with you. I wouldn't watch it on my own.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah. But it wasn't that scary.
No. There was a couple of bits where we
There was a couple of bits where I did leave a little bit on the seat, but it wasn't that bad.
And he's not talking about popcorn.
Yeah. Okay, so my first experience of Doom is PS1.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's the first game I had on PS1.
Wow.
Bear in mind, it's an 18 and I would have been like 12, 11.
Well, yeah.
Maybe younger. I don't even know now.
Yeah.
And even now, this is going to sound really daft, when I hear the PS1 boot up sound, everyone has a game that it evokes and they hear it.
Yep.
For me, there's just this little shadow of fear, because it's Doom, and Doom, and it's being a bit scared of Doom as a kid, and not wanting to play it on my own, but playing it on my own and being a bit scared, and I could feel like the hairs standing up. I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
Yes.
It's 100% Doom. So whenever I think about like going into the Doom game, I'm like, I don't know if I want to play that on my own. I want to play it because it looks cool.
Yes,
but I'm a bit scared.
Yes, yeah.
So my experience of Doom, it started with PS1, and I guess it's different for everyone because it had been around in different forms.
Been
for
around
so
for
long,
a long time. Yeah, for me, it's basically the same thing, but I guess I don't hold on to that fear, because my cousins and my brother and stuff are like pretty much average 10 years older than me. So when I was a kid, I specifically remember going to my grandparents' house. I think it was my grandparents, some family member's house. And my cousin was playing it on PC. Number one, floppy disk, right?
Yes.
So number one, so like mid 90s. So I would have been very young. And I remember them playing it. And when you're a kid, if anyone's got any older siblings or whatever, or if you just got an 18 rated movie that you shouldn't be watching as a kid, and then you're like crapping your pants basically because you're like really scared and you shouldn't really be doing it, and then you've got that fear of like, oh my god, like what's this? Like I watched Blair Witch Project way too young.
That's a scary film, man.
That's seriously scary. Like as a child, it's terrible. Like, do not watch that. But anyway, so was playing Doom, and I remember watching it and being like, oh my god, like looking for ghosts, like kind of thing, because it felt like that, like paranormal. And then I actually played it as well. I sucked. Like I sucked at it so hard, but I had this burnt-in memory of that, like proper Doom 1, like on the old school like CRT monitors and stuff. And I don't know why that, maybe because it felt wrong. It always stuck with me as like, that was fun and kind of like,
so it was the
scary.
opposite reaction.
Yeah. It was kind of like scary. I shouldn't kind of been doing it. My parents probably wouldn't have, if they knew what I was playing, probably would have been, even though they didn't care, they would walk me in to buy GTA and stuff when I was like tiny, But anyway, so I've always had this love with Doom. I kind of stopped playing. I mean, I've still got Doom 2 on floppy disk, like, from the original thing. I mean, it's pretty degraded now, but I think it was about Doom 3 that I was just kind of like, meh, and kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I rebought them on Steam, like in the mid 2000s. I bought like the collection or whatever, and there's loads of them. And I replayed bits of each game. So I didn't like play through all of them, but I played like every game for like a few hours each, maybe a week or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, 20 odd years ago. And I played each one. And I was like, this is really cool. I still love these games. And I enjoyed them more again then, but I just kind of like stopped. Well later, until Doom 2016 remake. And when that came out, I was like, oh, yes. Like, because this is almost like what I was seeing as a child.
It's 100% that.
And I was like, even though it's not as scary because it's way more fast-paced, action-packed.
Yeah.
It's not as kind of jumpy because you're not just creeping corridors and then,
it's not as, and it's a weird word to use. It's not as dark.
It's not as dark, no, because it's more arcadey.
Yeah.
Like, it's way faster-paced. There's just hordes of enemies, and it's not as dark feeling. It doesn't feel as demonic.
Yeah.
Like it's less satanistic, even though it's meant to be more so.
Yeah.
I feel less from it, if that makes sense. But in a good way, like it's more fun because it's got that arcade vibe. So 2016 Doom happened. I was like, yes. I can't remember if I played it on, no, it would have been on PC. And then I got it on Switch. Because I couldn't believe the fact that they ported it to Switch. I was like, no way. So I played the whole thing on Switch. Like, I completed it on Switch. I was like, yes. Doom Eternal came out. I've never actually completed it fully. So I've played it on, I can't remember if I've got the Switch version. It's on Switch. I've definitely got it on PC because that's where I've played the majority of it.
Yeah.
And I'm well past like probably 75% of the game, but I've just not like bothered to go back and complete it.
Yeah, you don't complete games.
No,
Why
exactly.
would you?
So I was like, I tell you what, I was getting kind of bored of them. And not in a bad way, I would say. It was just because that I just think Doom, I think Mars, I think Space Corridors.
Space Corridors, that's exactly what I think.
And that's great. But after 30 years of it, I'm kind of like, been there, done that. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of getting a bit bored of it. And as much as, no matter, they could rinse and repeat the same thing, I'd buy them every time and I'd enjoy it. But there'd be a part of me that's wanting more.
Yeah.
And that is where Doom the Dark Ages comes. And oh my days. Oh.
There's a lot to unpick here.
Yes.
I think I want to go deep first of all. And it's the fact that right from the start, they've baked in a really intriguing story to it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a level of depth that was kind of
missing. It was missing, absolutely, yeah.
So it's like, what's the reason for what's going on?
Yes.
And what's at play? What's at stake?
Yep.
Rather than Space Corridors.
Yeah. Well, even Doom, like 2016 remake, you wake up on a table, you grab a gun, you start shooting. And then later you kind of piecing together what's going on, but you never really get like a big sense of story.
No.
It's just blast people's heads off, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
With this, it starts out with cutscenes.
Yes.
And a story with new characters being introduced and stuff, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Really
I like that level of depth, and I think it's necessary now.
Yeah.
It's definitely necessary for the Doom franchise because you hit the nail on the head. It had got a bit stale.
Yeah, stale's the right word. Yeah.
Like, what we doing? The fact that the story kind of plays into how it all fits together really nicely. The kind of medieval, very human feeling elements to it.
Yeah, which is
really
weird.
cool.
It's weird for me because I'm a big sci-fi nut. Like, I love fantasy.
Yeah.
And you put me in a gothic situation, any kind of like vampiristic kind of feel, like, you know, think of like, I don't know, 1600 like Germany or something.
Yeah.
Like that kind of vibe. I love that. That resonates hard with me, more so than like a Skyrim-esque, like just generalized like fantasy world. So pairing Doom with that kind of real dark side of fantasy was just like check. Like for me. Yeah.
It's really cool. I love how human it feels, which is a really nice change for the franchise.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, beyond all the fluff, Doom is about the combat.
Yes.
Doom is about the action.
Yes.
And how does it feel?
Yes.
I was unsure.
Yeah.
Because I'm not massive on Melee, as we talked about. Like, I've got problems.
Yeah.
Especially like Oblivion
person,
and stuff.
You're not into first person Melee. Yeah.
Yeah. I find them a bit slidey and glidey.
Yeah.
They've nailed it.
It is amazing.
They have nailed it.
Yes.
The combinations, the kind of locking onto targets and like shield bashing,
yes,
the melee punches and stuff, like they have absolutely nailed the feel of like heavy but stylish and fast.
Yes,
it's a weird feeling playing it.
Proper weighty feeling whilst being quick.
Yes,
but every damage, like every move, actually's got some weight behind it.
Yeah,
like,
it feels consequential.
Parrying like projectiles and stuff is so like satisfying.
And there's such a satisfying feeling of like there's a horde of demonic things.
Yes.
And you throw yourself into the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yes.
Like, rather than my natural instinct in those moments in normal games is like, I'll try and pick people off to keep my distance.
Yes. No, you just got to run head in. And like you said, it's really weird because everyone's alive. In Doom games, everyone's dead.
Yes.
Like, and you're just looking at like hollow projectors or whatever, you know, like, oh, this happened. But in this one, they're like, send in the Doom guy. And then when you go
Stay away from the Slayer.
That's it. I was just about to say, I love that even the humans are scared of him.
Yeah.
They're like, he's dangerous, get away from him. Like, you know, don't go near him.
Don't trust the Slayer.
Yeah. And you're just running around like, doo, 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 like, you know, and all these people are like, oh, even though you're on their side.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. It's so cool.
Yeah, really cool. I really enjoyed the mechanics. It really surprised me how much I enjoyed it because, like I said, I'm not into Melee that much.
Yeah.
Especially first person. I find it normally a bit too kind of like I'm on two axes and I can't quite get it smooth.
Yes.
And that annoys me.
Yeah.
The thing that really stuck with me with this game is that quite often with Melee, you're in games, you're either quick and nimble.
Yep.
And you don't have much power.
Yes.
Or you're
real
a tank.
Slow. Yeah.
And you stand there and you take hits and you're smashing out the DPS. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is both.
Yeah, combined.
You're heavy and tankish and you've got to throw yourself into the middle and take damage. But also you've got to keep moving.
Yeah, it's all about speed.
It's like it's just built on like keep moving. If you keep moving, you'll get them.
Yeah.
They've combined that really well.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off also to the skill gradient that they've put into it. Games since the dawn of like the first Mario have managed to get like training you on how the game mechanics work. Really,
step by step.
Some games do it perfectly, and I always think of the first Super Mario for that. The perfect example. They've done it really well.
Yes.
In this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like start off. Here's one move.
Yes.
Try that a few times.
Yeah, and you literally have like a whole area just to try that one thing and get it under your fingers, and then you go to the next area, and then you get the shield or whatever, you know, whatever it is. I totally agree that they've eased you in to the point where it then becomes natural because of how fast paced it is.
Yeah.
If they just dropped you in and went go for it, and you didn't really know how to use the moves, it would be frustrating.
Yeah.
But because you nail each move first, it's great. I mean, one major change I noticed. And I'm actually really thankful for it. In Doom 2016 and Eternal, there's real heavy emphasis on, I don't know what they call it, the like kill shot things where they start glowing and you've got to like press in R3 and then you like one shot them, you know, you've got to shoot the health
like
down.
Stunned.
And then they start flashing or glowing and then you've got to go and bash them. And that was fun in Doom 2016 because it was new, like, you know, it was this new thing like wicked, but it was a heavy reliance on it. And every enemy, even the like the just the ads, like the noob mobs, took like several hits before they died. Annoying. And so you could like 2 or 3 pistol shot them, then they'd start glowing, and then you'd go and hit them with your arm. And it was very reliant on like chainsawing people, which again is fun, but it pulls you out of the immersion because it's just a cutscene then. For 4 seconds, it's like,
like kill cam.
Yeah. And then once they're dead, now you're back into the game and you're like, whoa, it was a little bit jarring. And I got over that, but it was jarring. In this one, it's flipped.
Yeah.
They've removed the reliance on it like by 90%, and it only accounts for really heavy enemies.
And it doesn't break you out of the gameplay.
Doesn't break you out of the gameplay, and it's slower. It's it's faster in terms of the animation speed. So like when you actually do it, it's like you press the button, you one hit them, and then they're blown up. You're not there like pulling eyeballs out for 3 minutes before you're back into the game, which is what it was like in the previous ones. And because of that less reliance on it, the like normal spawned enemies, like the low level ones, are that there's way more of them than ever before, and B, they die in one shot from the shotgun. Whereas before, couple of shots per, like, and it was kind of annoying. So you feel way more powerful now, and you kind of should do. You're Doomslayer guy. You know, like you should be this like you were saying, this massive, tanky, highly powerful dude. That's why in the cutscenes right at the beginning, it's not really a spoiler. The enemy like, oh no, they're gonna send the Doom guy out. So you're meant to be feared and powerful, and damn, do you feel it? Like you feel powerful in this one. Like
it's really well done.
Really cool, like mixture of melee and shooting. Like having a shield and a gun, I love it.
It's really cool. I did like it when you unlocked the first like machine gun.
Yes,
I was like, yes.
I liked that, but I prefer the shotgun.
You can switch, can't you?
Yeah, you can switch, but like I like the machine gun thing, but I just like the heavy like of the shotgun.
Performance is amazing on Series X. There's I couldn't see anyway. I might have just missed it, like being a dullard. It's possible. I am pretty special. But I couldn't see any like toggles for actual performance on Xbox.
Wow.
Like it was just what it was.
Yeah.
Normally there might be performance and quality, but
maybe they've just made it run so well on that id Tech engine.
It's so good. Like you said this morning, it just do their engines well.
They make incredible games,
and it just work. I didn't notice any particular, no peaks and like troughs in performance at all. And there's moments where it gets like really hoardy and like there's a lot going on.
Yes.
And you're moving quickly all the time, so you would definitely notice if there was stuttering and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't stop to look around a huge amount, as in like take in the scenery.
Oh, did you not? I went once I'd cleared an area.
Yeah.
I was doing the like hunt for secrets.
Yeah,
so
let's have a look around.
I was looking around and like looking at stuff. I mean, I was playing it on PC.
Yeah.
And the performance, well, I just brute forced my way through it.
Yeah.
So I've got a 9800X3D and a 9070 XT. That's basically the system, right? And I'm running it on a 1440p, 240 hertz OLED monitor. And I just went ultra nightmare, like 100% resolution. I did put it on FSR. I think it's 3.1, but because I'm playing Game Pass, it means I can't enable FSR 4 until I do a janky workaround. So
annoying.
I will do that, but I just wanted to get in the game. Yeah. So using FSR 3, not FSR 4, with everything on ultra nightmare, 1440p, I was getting between 140 and 180 FPS. So like really high, really stable, no VRR flickering at all because the 1% will be so high because of that graphics card and the CPU combo I've got, and the fact that they make really good games. That engine is so well optimized. But yeah, playing it at like 140 to 180 FPS at that speed,
it's insane.
Like how fast the game feels. It's so like if I could put one word to this game, is fluid.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
It's a really good way of playing
it. Like the visuals, the combat, the feel, everything is fluid. Yeah. And I played that first like chapter and I was just grinning like the whole time. I was like, this is so good.
It just feels like fun.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes, exactly.
Like proper adult
pure
fun.
Arcade fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Xbox locked in at 60. There's no way it drops below that. I can't see any drops.
No.
And you would notice it because of how quick everything is.
And that's why it wouldn't surprise me if there is no performance mode. Like if it's just locked in at one thing, because they've gone, you know what, this works perfect. You don't need to have an option.
Yeah.
You know, like it runs at 60, it looks this good. There you go. You know.
Yeah, really cool. Really nice. Again, a nice addition to Game Pass. It kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I've got this generational RPG.
Yes.
That's, I guess people could put hundreds of hours into it.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm playing like the brand new Doom game, and I've not bought any
Day
of them.
one. Yeah.
Day one, just pre-installed. I just opened my Xbox there, Ross.
Yep. Yeah, I pre-installed it as well.
There you go, sweet.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit sad about with the Switch 2, obviously, is not going to
Game Pass.
It's not going to have Game Pass, but I will say I will 100% buy Doom the Dark Ages at full price on Switch 2 when it comes, because it will come, because the other two are on Switch.
Yeah.
And I will buy this game again just to play it on there.
I think it will run great. I think it will look fantastic.
Because I want to see how it runs. I know I can load it up on my Ally X.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to run good. But not right now.
No.
The AMD drivers are broken, so anything running a Z1 Extreme
Legion
is
Ally X
can't run Doom. I did see last night before we're filming this, though, before I went to bed, or when I woke up, supposedly there's been a hotfix GPU driver sent out to fix this problem.
Right.
I've not tested it, and that's why I didn't do a best settings guide for Doom. I pre-installed the game on my Ally X and was like, I'm going to do a best settings guide, and I'm going to do that. Really hyped, woke up and saw Reddit like going, you can't play the game. And I went, what? And then I went to, the actual Doom page, and it said like, yeah, if you're running a Z1 AMD, like you're screwed. So I was like, oh, okay, great. So hopefully that's fixed by the time you guys are watching this now. And I'll certainly try it out on the Ally X. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take to fix that.
No.
But that was a nice segue to Nintendo, because that is what we're here to talk about. 38 minutes in.
Wow.
It's probably a bit less for you, maybe 35. Thanks for waiting.
Yes.
Right. I want to fly the flag of not being a Nintendo shill.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because apparently we're Nintendo shills.
Yes, paid.
Just because we're excited with like new hardware that's hitting the market.
Yeah.
No, okay, so there was like big news this week about Nintendo updating their terms of service.
Wow.
And remoting into your Switch 2s and bricking them.
That's cool.
For fun.
Is it a new minigame? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Nintendo Ninjas.
Is it like Lucky Dip? They just, out of the hundreds of millions of accounts that are going to be there, they just once a week just draw a hat and then brick your Switch.
The internet has done what it's done best with this as well, and
cried hard.
Yeah, well, I want to say overreact, but I get why people were going to be cautious.
I was just about to say, I understand people's initial reaction when they don't understand or read T's and C's for anything ever.
Yeah.
Then it seems a bit like drastic,
Yeah.
But
and it's huge. Nintendo have updated their terms and conditions for using the Nintendo services, and it's gone from what is one small paragraph to like triple the length. And
wow,
in it, there's some language that scares people, is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about like the repercussions for not abiding by these terms and conditions are that Nintendo may render your account, the services, or the Nintendo device permanently unusable.
Wow.
Which is pretty draconian.
Yeah,
that's pretty severe.
It sounds pretty savage, doesn't it?
Yeah. And everyone's held onto that last paragraph of this and gone that they're going to remote in, and this is like anti kind of game preservation and all the rest of it, removing your liberties. They're going to remote in and switch off.
There was a bit in there that said if you download more than 5 hentai games off the eShop, they'll brick your Switch.
They'll judge you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll brick your Switch.
Yeah.
The key part is that wasn't, the repercussions wasn't present in the original terms and conditions. It's very rare that a company does actually publish what the repercussions
what
will
they're going
be.
to do to you. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like punishable by criminal offence. They may
like
say
taking to court. Or whatever,
copyright theft or distribution and stuff. It's quite rare that they say specifically what they're going to do to your devices.
Yes.
It's very open of them to say what actions they would take if you break these new terms of service.
Yep.
the big part, I guess, as well, what people were really scared about is that they make reference to reverse engineering and disassembling your Switch being against the terms of service. This is what people think it says.
Yes.
I want to say that the original terms and conditions read, you're not allowed to lease, rent, sublicense, publish, copy, modify, adapt, translate, reverse engineer, decompile, or disassemble any or all portions of your Nintendo account services without permission.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the old terms and conditions. It already said that.
Already there, yes.
It's not saying that you can't do this to repair your Switch.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not saying that.
Right to repair.
You're allowed to You're allowed to repair your things, and then they're not going to then remote in and brick it because you fixed a Joy-Con.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not a thing.
Yeah.
This terms and conditions is entirely in reference to copyright.
Yes.
It's about the copying and distribution of games and how you can bypass security measures.
That's it.
This is Nintendo tightening that up, the wording up, to better specify and kind of adapt to what we've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
Specifically things like that MIG switch.
Yeah, the rise of emulating websites, ROM hacks. And anything that's going to let you hack into the system and put in custom homebrew stuff. They're all against that.
And they've always been against it.
I was just about to say.
Tweaks to hardware that bypass the security measures.
Yeah.
We've seen them on consoles since the dawn of time, since the dawn of consoles.
Yeah.
I remember it being very prevalent on Don't Look. It's very prevalent.
Mr. Microsoft, there's
on the original Xbox. There's a weird dongle hanging out the front of that Xbox that's hardwired into the motherboard. I don't know what that's for.
That's weird. You bought it like that, didn't you?
Facebook
Marketplace.
I found it. Found it, mate.
Found it. In the bin.
Found it, mate. Yeah. If I sent that Xbox to Microsoft for repair,
they're going to slap you on the bum.
They would not send it back.
No, of course
They would
not.
cut that out and they'd say, here's your broken Xbox back. You can't use it like that.
Yeah.
And that was a mod that you could do on the Xbox that bypassed security, which meant you could use copied games.
Yeah.
The one existed for the PS1 as well. I remember that.
Yep.
So in every console generation since, where you've been able to make simple copies of games, so specifically discs were very easy. But now
just rip them.
Now you have things like the MIG switch where you can put ROMs onto like micro SD cards and then put it in the switch cart thing. Little hardware hacks have existed that were quite simple to do that bypass security. It was already against the terms of service.
Yeah.
It wasn't specified what the outcome would be.
Yeah.
But if you sent your Switch in for repair and you left the MIG switch inside it, Nintendo are not going to send that Switch back to you.
No, they're not going to be happy about that
because
you're screwing with it. Yeah.
You've screwed with them, and you're playing games that you shouldn't be playing, or you're copying them and sharing them.
And this is directly the updated terms where they're saying no disassembly and stuff like that is purely for the people that are going to pull their device apart to try and find a way of physically modifying to hack the system.
Yep.
It is not saying that, like you said, if your Joy-Con drifts and you take it apart and you swap the module over, that's not against the terms and service.
But to obtain, install, or use any unauthorized copies of Nintendo account services, that's specifically what it's talking about.
Yeah. If on the other hand you take the Joy-Con module out, like the joystick module out, and you put some sort of weird hack in there that lets you bypass security, now you're against the terms of service.
It's pretty obvious.
It's very obvious. I think people are just running with the headline of like, oh my God, like they're going to break my Switch. And it's like, but if you're illegally trying to hack their devices and account system, what do you expect? You're going to go to prison. If you go into a bank and you're there lock picking the vault, they're not going to be happy about it.
They may take your account away from you.
They might delete your account and take your monies out of it.
Yeah, it might
for themselves, and you might go to prison.
I probably would go to prison. Yeah,
yeah. It's the same with all these people going to court from Nintendo ninjas. Whether it's right or wrong, who knows? But people were getting really severely butt whipped by Nintendo, like over the past couple of years, for hosting like ROM sites and all this kind of stuff.
Now, it's long been a misconception that when you buy a game, you own the game. it's long been a misconception, and that was always the argument for like physical collecting. Is like I own that game. I've always got that copy of the game.
You don't own that game.
You've never, and if you read the terms of service for any game, is you own the license to play that game.
Yes,
that's all you own.
Yep.
And it's that license in that format.
Yep.
There was some arguments a few years back that your license should be, you should be able to back your license up.
Yes, which is why it was a grey area for emulation.
Yes.
Because technically, if you owned the game, you could make a backup for yourself only.
Yes.
Not to be redistributed, which is what everyone's done, and just put them online, and that's why it's illegal.
Yeah.
But if you made a backup yourself, then that's okay. Technically, they still wouldn't be happy about it.
No.
But it's actually, they can't really do anything. Whereas if I made a backup of the game, then gave you it, now we got a problem here.
Yeah.
Which is what will fall under renting.
Lenting. It's when you stop playing for a period of time.
Yeah. Lending, renting, and all that kind of stuff is what they're saying.
Yeah. The other one that that people were up in arms about, let's say, was in reference to game chat. And Nintendo clarified some terms of service about the game chat, and that they will record the last 2 hours of conversations.
Wow.
And it will be attached to your account file.
Cool.
So it'll be held on account.
So they're going to hear me swearing at my dog and me and my wife having an argument.
So there's people like going, I want to be able to, and people like rightly, I guess, saying, I want to be able to turn the mic off on the Switch. I want my privacy looked after.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think there's a way of switching off the microphone, first of all, because it's built into the actual Switch hardware.
There'll be a mute button.
Probably.
But yeah, just like with Amazon and Alexa and all that stuff, when it says that it's on mute and it's technically not.
Yeah.
It'll be the same.
PlayStation controller's got a mic built into it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same.
Yeah.
And those terms of service things have always existed.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I guess there's a hard mute button on the PlayStation controller. There will be a mute, and if not, there will be one coming. I'm certain of it, because there will be enough pushback.
There was a mute button. There's totally a mute button.
It has to be.
Like you can't like not have a mute button if you've got a microphone.
And the recording of conversations, please just let's not overreact. Everything that has like voice recording logs it has to.
Yes.
You have to give, even your phone, you have to give permission to recording your voice in order for it to access the microphone. That's just basic stuff.
Yes.
And it keeping the recording for a period of time on your account, kind of normal. It also helps them if there is a problem, like you come across someone who's being irreverent or nasty in some way, it helps. Or if you're breaking the law.
Yeah, I was going to say the main one's breaking the law. Yeah. Like people, unfortunately, no one's special. So they don't care about you unless you're like a terrorist or something like very severe.
No one cares about you.
They don't care. No one cares. No. Like they don't care what you're watching on Netflix. If you're watching Peppa Pig and you're 40, who cares?
All right, stop judging.
I had to bring you up, sorry. But like if you're doing something real nasty, then like MI5 is coming down on your ass.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start like going, hang on a second, this guy's like potentially doing something dodgy.
Yeah.
And it will get flagged by probably AI that will go, this person's mentioned this, and this, and they're buying these weird chemicals online.
It's worth looking at.
Maybe you want to check him out. But in general, I don't think anyone's got to worry. The thing I worry about the most is freaking advertisement.
Yeah.
But that's the main problem, which we found out when we were talking years ago.
Yes. I still don't know if it's real. I'm just saying.
It totally is.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't want to live in a world where it's real.
Where your phone will literally pick up. We're going conspiracy now.
You think this. I don't.
No, it's true.
Yeah, okay.
This is genuinely true.
100% real.
No, it is facts.
Yeah,
so
facts.
Your phone microphone is on, and stuff like Amazon, Alexa, like Google and Siri and all that kind of stuff also are constantly listening. We were talking, this has happened multiple times. It happens weekly with my wife as well, where we're talking about stuff, even where it would pop up on my account, where it would start giving me women's adverts about something she's been talking about.
Yeah.
And I've never searched for it in my life, never even spoken about it. But I would then start getting advertisements for it because she's been talking near my phone about it. where we had it with you.
Have you tried to reverse engineer this, as in like make it work for you?
Yes, yeah. Start saying about stuff I want her to buy me.
yeah. Just really test it.
Every Nintendo Switch game. Like every time I walk past her phone, I'll just say
Switch bundles.
Yes. Yeah.
Switch game bundles.
Yes.
Switch game bundles.
Switch games. But we were talking about World of Warcraft before, and you were like, I don't know anything about it. Never looked at it. Don't really know anything about it. And we spent probably a good half an hour chatting about World of Warcraft. And then about 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, we were having lunch. We went on your computer, and then every advertisement on your computer on any website was World of Warcraft.
It was pretty weird. I'm going to give you credit.
You didn't even Google it. It's because it's a genuine thing.
Yeah.
They use your voice as advertisement.
So
like
a Nintendo Ninja's going to start advertising.
Yeah,
They're going to start selling for
if you start talking about all the hentai games you like, they're the pop-ups that will come up on eShop.
Though, how long until we start seeing random adverts on home screens of consoles?
Oh, you need a Nintendo Online subscription to get rid of ads. I'm going to cry when that happens.
It's coming.
I hate YouTube for it.
I hate YouTube. You have to have premium now, unfortunately.
I hate websites that say, pay or accept our cookies. And you're just like,
I want your cookies. I think Xbox will be first.
Yeah, do you reckon?
It's Microsoft. And
shots fired.
Well, it's already a little bit there on Xbox.
Yeah.
And you go on the home screen kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
You've got your games, the games you've recently played, and then underneath it, sponsored different games that you may want to play. Have you thought about playing FIFA? No. Funnily enough, no. But it's still there. How about the latest update to Fortnite? I don't care.
Yeah.
Why are you there?
Yeah.
It's already, and I'm like, it's not a massive leap that one of those tiles is.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you thought about? I don't know.
I don't mind it when it's
when it's games, I can
relevant.
Accept it.
Yes, yeah. Like if it was like, here's all the new stuff in Game Pass you might not know about. Cool.
Yeah.
Because
but if it's a mouse backpack, you can get to see.
Yeah. If it's something random, then no. And that's kind of what I like about Disney Plus's adverts. Is generally it's just adverts for other shows on the platform.
Yeah,
that's not trying to sell me a freaking. That's
because they can't get advertisers. It's genuine.
Yeah, really. Yeah. But I like that. By design, fine. You know, like I get the cheapest Disney Plus thing because I'll have an advert if it's just showing me a show I might like.
It's a thing that broadcast industry have done since the dawn of time. You have your ad slots, and you'll never have actively noticed it, but when they haven't been able to fill them, they'll advertise their own shows.
Yeah.
So the only reason they'll have their own adverts in there is they haven't been able to fill the spaces.
Yeah, but I've never had a non-Disney advert on it, which is fine. Like I'm all for that.
Yeah.
It's the same with if it was on Nintendo or whatever, show me Nintendo adverts. I don't want to see My Little Pony on there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
It's funny. It's a funny balance of ads, isn't it? Because I also, whenever I get Netflix, I don't keep a Netflix subscription.
Yeah.
I dip in and out when there's stuff I want to watch.
Yeah.
And because I'm such a skinflint, whenever I do it, I always get the cheapest option.
Yeah, with the ads.
With ads?
Yeah.
So there's this weird thing with ads of like, when is it acceptable? And I feel like I'm fine with ads in general. A, when they're relevant, then I'm all for it because quite often it can be quite good. You can find things you weren't expecting.
Yeah, that's why I like relevant ones.
Yeah.
B,
when there's a value exchange happening, I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
So like I can get Netflix for like half price.
Because you got ads.
Because I got ads.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I'm totally all right with that.
Yeah.
YouTube is another one. They're annoying.
Yes.
Undoubtedly. Especially when you're watching something like this.
Yes.
There's probably an advert happening about now.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really annoying.
I hate them on YouTube.
Especially on TV.
Yes.
You watch on TV, there's more ads.
Yeah, that's where I watch most of my YouTube.
Yeah, it's where most people watch YouTube now. Yeah. And it is annoying. But there's a value exchange happening because you can get rid of the ads. It's just 15 quid a month.
Exactly. But that A is extortionate and B, I don't care about everything else they include with it. I don't want YouTube
We're getting
music.
way off gaming
no,
now.
I know.
I want to say, is it extortionate though? Because I bet it's the most content you watch.
It's true.
I bet you watch more YouTube than Netflix.
Yes, but the thing, but the thing is you're bundling in crap that I don't want. It's the same with Amazon.
Like, you don't want the music.
I pay Amazon Prime for free delivery. I never watch Amazon Prime Video. So
true.
No, I don't want that. I do not use Amazon Music. What even is that? Just go away.
I use Amazon Music sometimes.
You're weird. And then they also have unlimited like photo backup I don't want that. I pay for Google services, right? So I'm getting this. I'm paying for one thing. No, sorry. I'm paying for 5 things that I want one out of. So remove all that crap.
You're angry about getting more stuff.
Yeah, I want less for less. You know, so make a sub tier that's instead of 15 quid a month, let's say, give it to me for £4 a month.
You know what will happen?
I just want one
they'll
service.
just make that the base tier.
Yeah, but you know this is actually being rolled out by YouTube right now in certain countries.
Really?
Instead of including YouTube Music and whatever else crap that it comes with that no one cares about, they are, which is what we get here in the UK, top price. You get everything. Wow, you're never going to use any of it. Who cares? You just don't want adverts on videos, right? Well, for certain countries, they're trialing it out where it's literally half the price, but all you get is adless video.
I'll be up for that.
That is what I want.
Yeah.
And that's the same with Amazon. Like, give me free delivery for like £3 a month. That's fine. I don't want to be paying £10 a month for all this stuff I'm never going to use.
All right. Is there a soapbox over there? I don't know.
No, it just frustrates me.
How does the Nintendo account make you feel?
I love a Nintendo account because it's freaking cheap. It's cheaper than anything else.
It's really cheap.
Like, you get a family plan and split it between some people, you're paying nothing for a year, you know, versus like even Xbox Game Pass is expensive monthly, but I see the value in it. So I will pay that.
Yeah, especially right now, I see there's huge value there.
I think it's valuable, yeah.
Back to the point on the terms of service.
No!
Amazon.
Damn you, Amazon!
Yeah, I honestly, I think it's a nothing burger. I wanted to address it in the podcast a little bit because we could kind of loosely touch on it, but also because I was getting a lot of blowback in the comments that we weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're kind of protecting Nintendo somehow.
People don't like the fact that we're excited about Switch 2 and they want to find a reason.
And stories like that, and that was, I normally like them, that's Nintendo Life covering it. A lot of the publications just seem to be jumping on anything that seems to be exciting or hysterical. I saw all of the gaming publications jumping on the Steam data leak yesterday when it was actually nothing happening.
Yeah, it's just clickbait.
It was old text verifications got leaked.
Yeah, cool. Which, bunch of numbers that are useless.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But the headlines were 85 million user accounts.
Change your password now!
That was one of them.
It's
like, are we just trying to find things to get angry about?
Yes.
Is that all we're doing?
Absolutely.
Can we not just find things to be excited about instead?
Exactly, yeah.
And go like,
yes,
Switch 2's coming. It's going to be amazing.
Everyone's
Let's
a victim
all have
elder
fun.
now.
Yeah.
Like, all anyone wants to do is pick on something.
Yeah.
And that's it. We can't just enjoy the fun. And that's what I see in the Switch 2. Like, I see there's like some problems, you know, with some aspects of it, but it's overruled by the majority of the fact that this thing's actually going to be fun.
It's going to be hugely
and
fun,
I'm excited to have fun. I don't care about, like, you know.
And if you're worried about the terms of service, here's the thing. Don't try and like emulate games on it.
Yeah.
And if you're up for emulation, that's your thing. That's absolutely cool because it is cool and fun and all the rest of it.
It's cool for game
Steam Deck is amazing for that.
Yeah.
Go to is actually, I think, where the Steam Deck's going to excel going forward.
For retro titles,
for retro gaming,
not for current. Even emulating current games,
no. But I just mean for like
game
preservation.
Yes,
Steam Deck's where it's at.
It currently is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the cheapest way into it, kind of, if you disregard the Ally.
It'd be weird to buy a brand new console and to go, I'm going to use that for my emulation.
I don't think so. I think that's cool.
Who's doing that?
A lot of people.
Weird.
No, I agree with that.
What are you doing?
No, but it's all in one place and it's portable. You can dock it onto a TV and you can go traveling with it, and you've got your entire library that you've illegally ripped.
Don't. Because Nintendo are going to remote in and brick your console.
That's the thing, is the only people that should care about this are people that have tendencies for illegal behaviour.
Yeah.
You're the only person that needs to be worried. Every average Joe, like I said, you're not special. Nintendo don't care unless you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And unless you're there, like, soldering in like cables into the back of your motherboard, like AJ was on his Xbox
20 years ago,
then you've got no problem here, and it's just another clickbait blown out of proportion thing on the internet.
Wow. Can I apologise for the journey you've just gone on. It started off all fun and light, and aren't these games cool?
We peaked at Doom.
We peaked at Doom, and then went to Soapboxville, turned into angry old men. And then, we've descended into madness.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you get to 100k. You're just like, whatever.
No, it just frustrates me.
It frustrates me too. The terms of service thing frustrates me because, like I said, I saw loads of people commenting saying you're not talking about this and like you're protecting Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I read the article and I looked really deep. Like I spent a lot of time looking at it, going, "There's nothing here."
No,
there's just a nothing.
It's just a revision of the current terms of service.
It's
more
exactly
clarity.
That. More clarity on the current terms. That's all it is.
Yeah,
and it encompasses changes that we've seen from since it was last written.
Yeah,
changes like the MIG switch.
8 years ago.
Yeah, it's like okay, I get it. Like, they've updated it, and they've put what the consequences are. They didn't need to. Maybe they shouldn't have bothered.
And I bet you if you looked at Xboxes and PlayStations, it would be exactly the same in different words.
No, it will be. You know it will be.
Everything has terms and conditions that nobody reads.
Yeah. I think back to, as we're talking about it, I think back to this rubber band's back to the start. The Doom 1 experience, you turn on your PlayStation, the first thing. What is the first thing you see after that PlayStation logo? Is the piracy notice.
Yeah.
The blue text.
I was just about to say, I think we're not so fussed about it because we were grown up, like brought up properly by, would you steal a car?
Oh my God. That video.
I love that.
Music sounded like Command and Conquer.
Yeah. You wouldn't steal a whatever. I can't even remember what it is now.
Wouldn't steal a purse.
Yeah.
Wouldn't steal a car.
I loved that. And the text, they tried to make it real edgy.
Piracy is theft.
Yeah. Every VHS had it.
Every VHS had it, yeah.
So we grew up with that warning.
Yeah.
Kids these days never had a spank on the bum for, trying to steal stuff.
We also grew up with Napster and LimeWire. Like seeding stuff to each other.
You got punished at the time. You downloaded something off LimeWire, have a virus. So you already knew you're doing the wrong thing and you get punished with it. So
malware.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Why is my computer getting all these pop-ups?
That was Nintendo testing out their bricking software.
Yeah.
Like, how do we brick it? Right, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Malware.
Yeah, they brought out LimeWire just for that.
I'd love to know what you guys think. Obviously, join in the conversation down below. Are you scared about Nintendo's new terms of service?
I am.
Have you played Doom?
Yes, do it.
Is Expedition 33 the best RPG / Metroidvania 3-dimensional version ever?
Wow.
Let us know down in the comments. If you agree, once you're down there digging around, like the video.
Yes.
Subscribe to the channel.
Become a member.
Yes. Watch some more stuff if you're still bored. If you watch this or listen to this in the bathroom, then leave because it's been an hour.
Wow. And let us know if you're still hyped for a Switch 2 or you're not going to buy one because you're going to get bricked.
Drop the price. Until next time.
Bye. Oh. I can't remember what it is now.
It's yours.
I know, it's my own phrase.
Oh,
that's it. Have a nice day.
So smooth. We're so professional now.
Wow.